Spider-Man 4 Miles Morales, plot details, and official. The Cosmic Wonder has to say about this, and check this out.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and today we have quite a bit of Spider-Man news. And yes, some of it is about Spider-Man 4 in the MCU with Tom Holland, but some is about other Spider-Man properties that are going to be taking place outside of the MCU. And it looks like we could be getting an official announcement from Sony very, very soon, specifically in regards to Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. Now, this is already confirmed. We already know there's going to be another Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland. Insiders have told us that Tom Holland has signed a new deal with Sony and Marvel to appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Spider-Man. And based off of what some insiders have said, we know that he has signed up for 6 more projects. 3 of them are going to be Spider-Man movies, and the others are going to be team-up films. So, of course, Avengers Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars, and maybe Daredevil. The third one is unclear at this point in time, but there are talks of a West Coast Avengers movie possibly happening before the Kang Dynasty, so that could be it as well. Bottom line, Spider-Man is coming back, and it seems like Tom Holland, of course, is going to be Peter Parker / Spider-Man again. However, it does seem like this may be his last time playing Spider-Man, which is totally understandable. That is a lot of movies to play Spider-Man in. The Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy, plus all of the other ones like the Avengers and Captain America Civil War, plus now 6 new projects. 3 of them are his very own. That's a really long time to play Spider-Man. But of course, we're also glad that he got to and gets to do all of this. But it looks like Spider-Man 4 is going to start to usher in a new Spider-Man. And that new Spider-Man is somebody I think a lot of people are really wanting to make his MCU debut. And of course, we are talking about Miles Morales. Now, first things first, Miles Morales should exist in the MCU as it is already. If we think back to Spider-Man Homecoming, we met Donald Glover's character, who was the uncle of Miles Morales, the Prowler. I'm sure most people remember, he even said he has a nephew that lives around here. And that nephew, of course, is Miles Morales. Now, sometimes Marvel Studios plans way in advance, and this could have been a setup for Miles Morales way back then, or it could have just been a fun little Easter egg. But either way, it does seem like he is coming, and we have a new report today from the account Film Odyssey, who has been accurate with reports in the past. And this is what they tweeted out recently. As it's been mentioned, Miles Morales will be in Spider-Man 4. He won't be the same age as Peter, he'll be younger. A little bit of time will have passed since Spider-Man No Way Home, from what I can tell. No word on if Donald Glover will be returning, as his uncle will have to see. Now, I really do hope they bring back Donald Glover for this, at least a slight cameo. After all, he did sign up to do a Spider-Man project recently, actually getting his own film in the Sony Spider-Man universe, playing the villain Hypno Hustler. So a completely different character altogether, but this exists in the Sony Spider-Man universe, not in the MCU, so he still could show up in the MCU. He could still play Aaron Davis, Prowler. So, fingers crossed there, but bottom line, Miles Morales should be making his MCU debut in Spider-Man 4. And if this is true, if this comes to fruition, that probably means that he is going to be our next Spider-Man after Tom Holland leaves, which I am all for. I really hope we get live adaptations for both Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy. 2 iconic characters, and I can't wait to see both in the MCU. But as far as Miles Morales is concerned, it does look like we are going to go down the path of Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man that is, mentoring him. And over the course of the 3 new Spider-Man movies, not the Avengers films, but just the Spider-Man movies, we'll see Miles start off as a younger kid, but over the years, over the movies, he'll grow up, and I think eventually he will take over the Spider-Man character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe once Tom Holland exits, leaving us after the 3 Spider-Man movies with a new Spider-Man and a completely new trajectory and story for the character, which I'm all for, and I think a lot of fans are really for as well. Now, as far as how Miles Morales is going to kind of enter the story in Spider-Man 4, I'm going to say it's going to connect to Feast. Aunt May in the last Spider-Man film seemed to be running Feast like she does in the comics, and guess who is known to volunteer at Feast? Miles Morales. Now, since Aunt May is now gone, rest in peace, our Peter Parker might want to go to Feast and volunteer. Of course, Peter is going to be missing Aunt May, I'm sure, in Spider-Man 4, so it would make sense that he would go and volunteer at Feast since that's something that she loved to do, working at Feast and helping people. So this could be how Miles Morales and Peter Parker meet, both volunteering at Feast. And if they both have a spider sense, or Peter tingle as Peter calls it in the MCU, perhaps they'll kind of have some sort of connection and kind of catch on to each other and know that, hey, something's kind of similar about the two of us, and either they figure it out, or maybe Miles kind of gets a hunch and he follows Peter around and realizes that, hey, this guy's Spider-Man. Either way, I think it's going to be cool to have Miles in the MCU, and I think Feast might be that connection that puts the two of them together and eventually has them figure out that they are both Spider people. So hopefully this is true, and Miles is coming in Spider-Man 4. And as far as the official announcement, like I talked about, it is confirmed that Sony is going to be attending CinemaCon on April 24th. Their panel is at 6:15 PST. Apparently they are going to be having a presentation, and we could be getting Spider-Man 4 news, also Venom 3 news, and maybe a Kraven the Hunter and Madam Web trailer. Now, as far as the Spider-Man 4 announcement is concerned, I'm actually expecting we'll get an announcement about a new trilogy. Basically, Sony going, hey, we are indeed making Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. Maybe kind of give us a name of the trilogy, but perhaps not any official names for the movie. Now, when they announced the Homecoming trilogy at first, they did announce that it was going to be 3 different movies. But of course, we didn't get the titles for the 3 movies. They make us wait for those. They really, really make us wait for those. And right now, the rumored release date for Spider-Man 4 in the MCU, not confirmed, but the rumored release date is July of 2024. This presentation is going to take place in April, which is going to be more than a year before Spider-Man 4 would come out. So I'm not sure if they would actually release the title yet. Typically, Sony releases the title about 10 months before, but CinemaCon will be about 15 months before Spider-Man 4's alleged release date. So maybe not a title, but an announcement that the new trilogy with Tom Holland is coming. And then, of course, I am expecting something about Venom 3. And last but not least in the Spider-Man news today, there is a live-action Spider-Man series in the works at Amazon, and it is going to be about Spider-Man Noir. Now, this isn't the first time that Sony is doing a Spider-Man project outside of Sony, and Marvel, of course. But here's what the article from Variety has to tell us about what to expect from the show. It says, the Untitled series will follow an older, grizzled superhero in 1930s New York City. An individual with knowledge of the project says that the show will be set in its own universe, and the main character will not be Peter Parker. And everybody is already saying at this point, it better be Nicolas Cage. Now, you don't really see his face that much, so I'm kind of okay with that. But the important thing to note here is that this is not going to connect to Sony's Spider-Man universe. Sony is building a big Spider-Verse right now, and they have a lot of different moving parts. Madam Web is supposed to be kind of a multiverse film explaining the Spider-Verse, and then of course we have other films coming up like Kraven the Hunter, and Venom 3 is supposed to have another Spider-Man in that film that is not Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So a lot of people are wondering what's going on there, but this film about Spider-Man Noir will not be a part of that universe. It will be a one-off project, not connecting to anything, but still interesting nonetheless. I would really like to see a Spider-Man Noir live action series, but of course I'm also looking forward to Spider-Man in the MCU and looking forward to seeing what Sony's going to do with their Spider-Man universe. So let me know what you are most excited about in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about Miles Morales joining Spider-Man 4 and what you hope to see from that. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on the latest Spider-Man news. You can always follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Please subscribe, like this video. Great night. See you guys. Bye.